Hey guys, J77 here. Just doing another brief update on a movie. It's not much of a trailer. It's not even much about the review. It's a movie called Shame. This film has gotten very high praises from both critics and moviegoers. It is a film that is being watched very carefully, but not because of the Academy Awards, even though it said it may be nominated for a couple awards down the stretch, but its rating system. This is a film that has been pushed as an NC-17 movie for most of the sexual contact. Why is this a big deal? Because no film had a very restricted rating since Midnight Cowboy have ever had such a high praise. The NC-17 rating, which is called the Scarlet Letter rating in many people's eyes, has been pretty much under the wire. Most theaters will not carry it. Most major theaters, lots of newspapers won't advertise it, and radio stations won't even mention it. This is a rating system that has been gotten a blackball by a lot of places, unjustly, if I may say, to the point where movie producers, movie companies will pretty much either release some of their movies on an N rating, which is known for not rated, or will just edit it down to a rated R film, which could either make the film bad, or pretty much less credible. This is very important because of a lot of reasons. A lot of studios and even some critics has been crying to get this rating system retired. They believe it's an unfair system. They believe that the rating system is not really backed up by many people, even though there was a call for this. The X-rated rating, which has been retired by the Motion Picture Association of America due to the fact that they did not copyright that rating system and was pretty much hijacked by the porn industry as their own, had to come up with a different rating system, especially for films that were coming out that wasn't really sexually oriented, but the subject matter was too strong, too vague to be shown for children. And as a result of large complaints by moviegoers and even by the companies, the NC-17 was born. A lot of films during this heyday came out of NC-17, one of which was very critically acclaimed: The Cook, the Thief, The Wife, and His Lover. And one film which had a very high marketing, but was destroyed by both critics and moviegoers, and that was Showgirls. Since then, the NC-17 has seen a backlash where a lot of places just won't carry it. A lot of places just won't have it, and only art house movie theaters will pretty much show it. How I feel about this rating system: I think it's a necessary rating system. I think it is a needed rating system. I don't think you should change it like a lot of people think do change it. There was one time they was talking about putting a rating system called Heavy R, which makes no sense. It's just that this rating has got a bad act. I have seen a couple of films that were NC-17. The Lover, which was an excellently done film. It was very well done. And you had a film that Robert Downey Jr. actually starred, and that was Two Girls and a Guy, which really didn't have any sexual undertone at all. It was just basically a story about two girls and a guy. And when I saw it, I was a little surprised that it actually had an NC-17 rating. But this film came out on DVD, but since then, a lot of video stores simply refuse to carry NC-17 movies. As that result happened, a lot of movies that would have been NC-17 will not release their films to the Rating Association of America. The reason for this is they don't want to edit the artwork of the film, and they felt that by doing it, it serves a discredit to the movie as a whole. The film has already been edited. To edit some more is a bit, over pushing it. As a result, we've seen many films that could have had done well with critics and with moviegoers not get the commercial attention that they would have had if they would have had a PG-13 or R rating. These films pretty much are released with pretty much a blindside view, because when you see an R, unless the newspapers explain or unless the theater explain why, what's the material that people should watch out for, you really don't know what you're going into. It could be a strong sexual content film, or it could be just a harmless film. But the NA rating has been showing a lot more, especially for films that had gotten a PG-13 but put more material in there, and they decided not to get the R or NC-17. They just decided to put the NA an R rating system on there, so that way they can get away with more stuff. Jackass has done it. Even Scary Movie has done it, and it has become a big problem because a lot of people like saying, "Wait a minute, what's the point of the rating system if these films are not even, not even been rated?" Well, the reason for that is the following: these movies, these producers are not forced to give their films to the rating, to the PAA. They are not forced to do that, and as a result, they can easily just release it independently, just as is. And there will be limited theaters and limited time they can actually play, depending on the ticket sales, and they will just make their money back through merchandising and DVDs, because it's not rating it, and then there's no indication to tell what it is. As for reason why stores are not, picking up NC-17 movies, the reason is this, and it's kind of the same thing with the video games. They don't want to have the hassle of trying to police that system, that movies. It is, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, the rated R film is the same thing." Actually, not really, because the rated R films, all you need to do is have a guardian, adult guardian, to be with a child. I have seen so many family members, so many people with children watch a rated R film, where even though the film is clearly not appropriate for children. But the thing is, as long as that old adult is above the age of 17, and as long as they have proper ID, which surprisingly Manhattan does pretty well. I mean, the Manhattan theaters do a good job of checking ID. Then they'll have that free reign, and if the child is with them, as long as they with that child, they can go in the movie theater. So so as long as they're ID, they're covered. NC-17, not an easy thing, because it makes it very clear: no children under the age of 17 is going to be admitted. So, and if a parent come in with a child, they have to say, "I'm sorry, we can't allow that kid in here." That could be leading to a lot of arguments. That can lead a lot of hassles. And the same thing with the stores. The video stores, they can't guarantee that child won't see that movie once the parent, rented it out of their store or buy it from their store. Same thing with video games with adults only AO rating. Is no guarantee they can police that, because all they have to do is be there by themselves, buy the game, and next thing you know, kid could possibly play it. So they wanted to eliminate the fines, and pretty much say, "You know what, fine, we're not going to distribute it." That's why they don't distribute it. So the newspapers, that's a different story. I honestly don't know why they don't promote it. I know The Voice, though, independent papers, free papers, you can actually catch some NC-17 movies there. They do promote it, but major papers like the News, Post, the New York Times, they pretty much stayed away from that. But that is why this rating system, in many terms, to many motion picture companies, is like a catch-22. They don't like it. They want it changed, or at least have it where it's, they get a fair chance of, creating revenue for their movies. As for this movie itself, this is a very, very big deal, because if this film is as what everybody has been saying it is, and this film has release dates of December 2nd in some of the independent theaters, but if this film gains a lot of steam, and if this film is critically acclaimed and be going to win multiple awards, this can change the way people look at that rating system. They can change the way the NC-17 is look. But it really all depends on how the audience, who's going to see this film, how the audience will feel about this film, and how much word of mouth does this gain steam. Does it mean it's going to change the major theaters' view on it? Maybe, maybe not. But at least for the time being, with the way the critics are praising this film, it does have a 50-50 chance of being that one film to really step it up and actually give the NC-17 some more respectable, more better credibility. But that really all depends on the moviegoer's experience on this film. What's your opinion on this? What you think about this topic? Do you think the NC-17 should even be retired? Should it stay on the ratings board? I personally think it should, but I like to hear other people's opinion on this matter. But till then, this is J77 saying take care.